share this new project with you guys today. We are down on the home stretch on Steve's motorcycle, and my bike's just waiting on paint and polishing. I just wanted to polish it after it paints all the motor pieces, all the chrome, all that stuff. It's still 30 degrees here, so we're gonna hold off on that till it warms up. Even though I have heat in the garage, man, the most I can get it to is about 55, 60 in here. And I did that last year, and that's why I'm having some of the issues with the paint that I have. I knew not to, but I did it anyway. So in the meantime, I am looking for my next build. And I was looking at Triumphs, I was looking at BSAs. I really wanted to do a BSA, I'm not gonna lie. If you guys follow some of our older videos, you know I'm real big into Triumphs, always have been. But I literally found this bike 2 minutes from my house. And I'm gonna share it with you now. I'm not even gonna wait, let's just get right into it. So check this bad boy out. This is my next build. And yeah, it's a Yamaha, but what the hell, man. These bikes are so awesome. They're inexpensive, super customizable. They make almost every part for it. I love it. I love it. I wish there was better wheel options without switching the Harley setup, but hey, that's the least of its problems. These things are fantastic. So literally, I found this. I was looking at a Triumph up in New York basket case for $750. Needed a lot of work, but I know a lot about them, so I was like, hey, you know, not a big deal. And then I found this BSA up in Pennsylvania, but it had no title, and I'm sure you guys are aware getting titles now with the new law that happened in 2023 is almost impossible. So I'm looking on the interweb, and out pops this bike, the 77 XS650 project, titled, but doesn't run. Kid didn't know much about it. He inherited it from his uncle, who started it in 2009, 2010, somewhere around there, he said. And since he was into motorcycles, his family thought he would want it. Well, he didn't want it. And so he sold it to me for $300. Now, I'm not going to lie. I already tried to start it. The carburetors leak fuel everywhere. Let's get some good looks. The wiring is a mess. I don't think it was ever started. Had no points in it. No ignition system. The wiring is jacked. Let me share some things with you. They did put a regulator rectifier system, but they totally gutted it. The keys don't work. I tried powering the coils. One of the coils is bad. I put some points in it. I wasn't getting any power to it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll just hold off until my bike's done. But since I'm sitting and waiting, I was like, you know what? I know it's during the week, and I normally do this stuff during the weekdays. Man, I want to get this thing started. So I ordered some parts. They came in yesterday. You know what? Let's see if we can get this girl to run. It kicks over fine, and if it kicks over, I should be able to get it from there. So let's get right to it. Can you see me? All right. So let me give you a little rundown on what I found so far. 2 weekends ago when I picked this up, Steve and I were so excited. We're like, let's just start it. That wasn't happening. I know the carbs are leaking like crazy, so we're gonna take them off. We're literally just gonna disconnect all this. They put a key switch in here. That was only partially working. I would get power when I turned it to one, but when I went to the second click, it wouldn't work, and they had it connected to some switch here that I think was for the headlights and tail lights that they were gonna wire up. The ground wire is not good at all. This fuse panel they set up, I went ahead and bought a fuse block. I love running my main power just in case something voltage or gets hooked up backwards, but I'm going to run my main power to my voltage regulator and then run everything off my fuses. So I want to just have one wire coming from the battery here. I've got my normal, I've wired several of these, so I've got my standard standalone wiring setup. This works. Now, you may not need to run a ground from your condenser back to your battery. I always did, whether that's necessary or not. But this standard little battery to key switch to regulator rectifier setup, on and off to the coils. It's a simple chopper bobber wiring harness. It works well. I've used it a million times. I learned all this from Mr. Miyagi, from the workshop, from Pipe Flyer. I mean, I added my own things to it, so it's not 100% like they did it, but it works and I follow it every time, so we should have no problems there. I do not like the regulator rectifier situation we got going on right here. I don't know what they did. They probably didn't realize, or maybe back in the day it didn't come with that 2-in-1 setup that you can buy from TC Brothers. This is an older system. I looked at the part number, so hopefully we can still get that to work, but that shouldn't stop us from starting. I'll have to test the ohms once that's connected. So I think the best thing to do is take it apart. Take the carburetor off. Actually, I want to do the carburetor first. Let's just get right into that. Find out what's going on here. Why that was leaking so bad. Well, besides the fact that that's not even connected. But it wasn't leaking from here. It was leaking. It was just leaking everywhere. So we're gonna do that first. All right. Oh God, that's not gonna be easy. Let's get my line here. Okay. God, they give you like no room to do this. Work on me. Hold on, baby. What do you think the best way is? Oh, this is gonna look retarded. If I can. How do they put that in there? Alright. Take this off. Yeah, so some of my plans while you're sitting here watching, I'm gonna do a bobber with this one. I'm not gonna do a chopper. Because I plan on taking this up to my property in West Virginia. Beautiful mountains up there. And I thought it'd be awesome to have something to ride around, something to leave up there. I'm not a big fan of the painted black wheels. I love the way these wheels stock looked. However, since they're already painted, I do have a couple extra sets, but I've got other projects in mind for them. So what I think what I'm going to do is just repaint these. Maybe if they weren't flat. I don't like flat black. I think flat black's just been overdone. Something awful. I do like the bike being black though. I think I would like to do, I'm a big fan of flake gold and the browns. So I'm thinking of leaving the bike black. Doing the wheels, black, and doing it all in a high gloss black. Oh, sorry. But you probably heard that. And then doing the tank, probably black. A nice, beautiful black. Maybe a flake paint job. Because I do love flakes in 70s bikes. And then maybe some gold lettering or goldish brown lettering. I don't know. I'm still up in the air about that. But one thing I can tell you, on the choppers, I don't mind them. I'm not a big fan of the Harley tanks. And I know I'm going to get a lot of crap from a lot of people on that because so many people do the Harley tanks and the Sportster tank. And on Steve's bike, it looks great. Just kidding. It does look good on Steve's bike. But it's just I love the Alien tank. I love the Peanut tank. I love the Wrestler tank. I like them that they're smaller. I like building these bikes so they're very minimal. I mean, if I wasn't going to do that, I'd just leave it stock. Which, by the way, the XS650, I think is beautiful stock. And I have one that I want to actually go back to stock with the red and the gold lettering, and which is so pretty. But choppers are just way cooler. So I'm thinking of changing the tank. However, I won't make that final decision. I want to see Steve's painted tank on this bike, see how it looks. But I won't make that final decision because I'm going to do a 2-inch lowering on the front fork. Since this is going to be a bobber, I think it's still a little too tall. So I'm going to lower it 2 inches on the front. These are the stock 18 and 19 wheels, but they did really, really tall tires. And these tires, I don't know how old they are. They had 2 flat spots in them and they were flat when I got it. And I thought I was going to have to replace the tubes, and I probably should. But the 2 weeks ago I put air in, they're still holding air. So I'm just going to kind of see how that plays out. I certainly don't want to ride and, make it dangerous, but if these hold, I'll leave it alone. So my next part of this project, since it's still winter time and we've got time to kill, I'm going to do the next phase of this, next video of this thing runs today, besides taking on an awesome test drive, which isn't going to be today because I'm not warm enough for that, I'm going to do a 2-inch lowering on the forks. I'm going to replace the tire, paint the wheels the gloss black, and I'm going to change the handlebars. I hate the drag setup or the dirt bike setup handlebars. Even though I had them on my Triumph, they were the old school BMX looking ones, which I thought were really cool. It wasn't uncomfortable. I just don't like the way it looks. I love standard handlebars. I love the feel of that. And like I said, maybe I'm old school, maybe people make fun of me for that, but I've just never been a fan of that setup. Now, I might change my mind, man. I might get all this together and say, you know what, screw it, that looks awesome. And sometimes you do that. I remember I bought a 71 Chevelle that I redid, and it already had a paint job on it, and it was pink and black racing stripes, and it was kind of like fuchsia. It wasn't even like cool like Mopar Panther pink. And I was like, man, I'm not keeping that. I'm gonna repaint this car. I got that car done, the pink grew on me. So you never know, maybe these things will grow on me. But we'll see, we'll see. Right now, I have a feeling I wanna change the tank. I have a feeling I wanna change the handlebars for sure. I'm definitely lowering the front end. I love the tall tires on it, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I just think they're really cool, and I think the look of them is really cool. And like I said, these things are new. They've just been sitting, so hopefully they're okay, which we'll find out. But none of that matters is if this thing doesn't run. If this thing doesn't run, then I'm gonna pull this out. Now, one of the things that I did in deciding on my project, I was gonna go get another couple $100 stock XS650 and build a chopper out of it. And I've noticed online, if you type in Yamaha XS650, there are a million abandoned projects. A million. That's what this was, an abandoned project. I never finished it, never got it started, never put points in it, nothing. Gave up on it. And they're cheaper than the stock XSs, obviously, because obviously you don't touch them, they're worth more. But instead of going through a full rebuild, it's so much cheaper and easier to just finish what someone started. And I think it's awesome, so that way you're not wasting the bike, it doesn't get thrown away, it doesn't get trashed, it doesn't get sit somewhere else. Like, you're finishing what someone started and giving life to the old girl again. I think that's really cool. So that was kind of exciting about this build. I was like, you know what? Maybe we should start looking at these partially finished projects. That'd be a whole cool setup. And all my videos could just be a thing. We'll see. I say that, but welding them and building your own frames is kind of fun. My Triumph, what I loved about that, it didn't have a stock. Didn't have the stock TC Brothers or Lowbrow Customs. Lowbrow Customs is really awesome for Triumph cars. It didn't have the stock frame. It had you bought the kit and you built your own, which was really cool because it was really long. And those stock Triumph bobber frames that they sell, they're really short. They're actually shorter than the Yamahas. They're just really tight. It makes the bike look like a moped. And so mine was really long. It had an 8-inch extension on it, and that bike was awesome looking. It's on my videos if you want to go check it out. A couple years ago. You should check it out. You should check it out. It'd be cool. All right, cool. Well, these carburetors actually look to be in pretty good shape. And, oops, fuel. I figured out what the problem was. This whole thing's bad. It's cracked everywhere, it's split. So water was pouring out of here. Hopefully you can see that. It's cracked up really bad, and water was just pouring out of here. Otherwise, these carburetors aren't that bad. But, oh, that cable wasn't connected. Well, they weren't perfect. So I do have an extra set of carbs. I mean, these are pretty, so I'm gonna store these for sure. But I do have an extra set that were on another one of my bikes that I know worked. They're a little dirty. We'll have to get them cleaned up. But these are much better shape. Ooh, uh-oh. Well, they should be. That didn't come back down. I think they're in better shape. Come down. Come down. Don't make me look like a fool. So hopefully these will work. We're going to give these a shot, and oh, there we go. They just need a good cleaning, but we should be able to stick these on, not have an issue. So that's my plan. We're gonna rock these bad boys and see if this will work, and then go from there. I would like to rebuild the other set. or do either 2-in-1. I know there's a lot of argument with the 2-in-1s of whether they function properly and all that good stuff, but I've had no problems with mine. Runs great, I enjoy it. So, but let's throw these on. These will be our saving grace, see if we can get that to work. Now, let's start taking apart this wiring. Let's just remove it. It's crap, it doesn't work. Let's just, you know, cut our losses with this BS and go from there. Gotta get that key switch out so we can figure out what's going on with that. These coils are dookie, so let's just take them off. I'll save them because the one was good, the other one was not. And I got 2 other of these bikes. I do like these Yamahas, man. They're cool. Like I said in that video when I was telling you guys, they're so customizable. I think that's what's so great about them. And I think maybe the Kawasaki's are. I haven't done one yet. So chime in, fellas, if any of you guys have done a Kawasaki, because I think I would like to look into that one day. But the... See ya. With that being said, man, everybody sells parts for these. I can buy parts for these on Amazon now, which is so cool. So I do like that. I just like that there's so much available to them. There's such a big following with these bikes. I think they're cool looking too. I just think they're awesome. So they make you feel cool. I feel cool riding it. They're not very fast, but they sound awesome. Now, when you do the pipe extensions and all that, they don't have any sound. I love when they got the pipes coming out, pipes coming up, but it loses all its sound. When you cut them short, like I have mine, sounds so good. So good. All right. So I'll test these. I don't remember which one was the bad one. Now you can see here, they left all this here. And I'm not a big fan of that. Let me get you up close. If you look at Steve and I's bike, let me see if I can zoom in. Woo, see how we cut that out? See, it's still here on this. Man, they look so much better, so much cleaner when you get rid of all that. Just, but I'm gonna leave her be for now. Oh, what am I doing? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just keep getting, oh, see, that was easy. Just keep getting rid of all this. It's no good. Let's tear this out. And let's get some power on it, see if it does anything. See if that key switch is any good. If not, I got toggle switches I can use for today. But I will go ahead and drill everything out properly, but I want to get it all out right now. Take the fuse patch, just start from scratch. So let's finish demoing this bad boy. All right. I had to stop the video for a second, otherwise you would have watched me lose my shit over trying to get this key out. All right, so here we go. I got the key out. I got a battery hooked up. What I want to do is find out what's going on with the power to this, see if we can reuse this or not. Probably shouldn't be doing this barehanded, but oh well. All right, let's get some power in the old girl. Kinda. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this key. I wasn't getting any power to it when I was doing this, except for one. It may have been wired wrong. I don't know if the young man tried to get this bike running. He said he tried. I didn't say I didn't know. He did say he tried, but it had no points in it, so I don't know how far he would have gotten. All right, so got our little tester light. All right, got power. Now, key switch 1. Oh, sweet, power. Nothing. Okay, so that does work. Now, ignition. Oh, nice. Okay, this works. That one doesn't do anything. Oh, I bet it does. Hold on. Now, does it have a... It doesn't. Oh, that's weird. So off, power, nothing. On. Black is 1. Nice, guys. This is money. All right, so this key works. So we'll be able to put it back in that cool little setup they made. So we should probably mark which one doesn't work. So red was power. So this one has nothing to it. So let's take that off. Black was the first one, so that'll put power to our, what we'll do is we'll run power to our coils with that one. So that's fantastic. And then the second light will turn on either the lights or, because I'm going to run the regulator rectifier on the switch. So we'll run just like we did in our setup and that I showed you guys on the board. We're going to run a battery to our key, to the regulator rectifier, and one to our coils. So screw the switch. Want to go to the coils, want to go to the regular rectifier, and we'll run it from our fuse panel, so we'll stop it from there. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to run, bear with me, fellas. Oh, shit. I forgot which one. Oh, it's that one. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to run power from our battery to our fuse box. Then from the fuse box, we're going to run to this key. And then it's going to come out of the key, and it's going to feed the coils, and it's going to feed the regulator rectifier. So we don't make a mistake, we'll put our switches, we'll put our light switches on a toggle switch. Okay. All right, so here's the plan. Wish I could draw a cool little picture for you. We're going to go power from the battery to our fuse block to the key switch. Key switch, the first on is going to turn on our regulator rectifier. The second on is going to turn on our coils. Then a key switch, power will come back out from the, power will also run from that fuse panel to a toggle switch, which will turn our lights on and off. And guys, this is a chopper bobber. It needs nothing else. That's the way we're going to do it. I'm feeling good about it. Okay, so, oh, I got to share with you this. So now we got a plan for that. Next, we're going to hook up our coil. Now, I don't like this setup right here. We're going to cut this out. And I'm going to leave that. I'm going to connect our coil up here. And the way we're going to do that is I went to, let's just, so I don't make you all dizzy, Mike's XS online. It's their 2-in-1 coil. It's designed, it says it's for 750, but if you Google it, it's also on their site. It's also for an XS650. I've used these on all of my projects. It's like 45 bucks. It's sleek. It's easy to hide under the tanks. It's real easy to hook up. I love these things. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to wire our battery to the fuse box to the key to the coil. That's step one. Let's go ahead and get that done. Okay. All right. So one of the things I should have showed you guys, if you buy the 2-in-1 coil, the coil is only $34. I said 45. The reason why I said 45, and I remembered that number, was because you need the spark plug caps. Now, I've used a bunch of different ones. It is a pain in the butt to find the right one, so I'm going to tell you exactly which one you want and the part number from Mike's XS. So this goes right on. It's got a little pin in it. It's super simple to use. You just push it on. It is part number 200-2654 from Mike's XS. And the part number for this coil is 17-6822. All right, guys. So I wasn't afraid to hide my address. If you show up here, make sure you bring money. So I went ahead and just temporarily set that up because I want to cut this off and make it cleaner. I went ahead and put my key in. Got my little TC Brothers keychain. Hey, Mike's XS, if you want me to use your keychain, then you need to send me one, fellas. I didn't even spend 10 bucks and I got that. I use both of them, and I also love Lowbrow Customs. Even though they don't have Yamaha parts, they got awesome tanks, handlebars, wiring kits, wire looms. Check them out as well. Love those guys. Love what they do. All right, so here's our fuse panel. Okay. And by the way, I don't get a dime for this. You can see I don't even have that many subscribers. So, oh, that's a good point. Please subscribe to this video, and then maybe I can buy myself some new pants. I'm just kidding. These are my favorite pants. Don't make fun of me. So, I went ahead and hooked this up, got this wired up. I know they cost a little bit more, but the waterproof connection, especially for a bike, you're going to be riding outside. For me, I like going camping and stuff like that. You never know if you're going to get caught in the rain. I went ahead and wired this up. Now, this is really cool. Let me show you how this works. I put a fuse in it, and now once you put a fuse in it, it gets power. Now, check this out. If you have a fuse that's blown, it has a light on it. This is $21 from AutoZone. They're a little expensive compared to most of them, but the fact that if you've got an issue, you open up your box and you see that lit up, You don't even have to pull it out. You know immediately which one's wrong. So this is a really cool piece. So we got a fuse in it. We're going to take the fuse out for now while we wire it. We're going to go ahead and wire this up. Now, let me give you a close-up of what we're doing so you understand how this coil gets wired up. It's got a blue wire. Sorry, guys. Work with me here. It's got a blue wire and a black and white wire, okay? The black and white wire is for your power, all right? So that key, when I turn that on, it's going to power my coil, okay? So that I'm just going to have a power straight from there to here. This is going to run to your points and your, let's see if I got a sample of one here for you, but your, what the heck's it called? I have it written on my thing. Condenser. Haha, condenser. All right, so I think I got a sample of a condenser in here somewhere because mine's hidden right now. Oh, I can show you. So your condenser, my condenser's under here right now currently. Your condenser wire and your coil wires and your points wires, sorry. Those are the condenser wires. Oh, crap, get closer. Those are the condenser wires. Those are the points wires. It's 2 sets and 2 sets that are going to come together. And what we're going to be doing, since now we have a single coil, we're going to tie these 2 together, wire them up, and put them inside the connection to this blue wire. So blue is going to go to condenser and points. Black is going to go to the on switch, on key. That's the plan, fellas. Okay, now, once your positives are done, you have to wire your negative from your regulator rectifier. That has to go back to the battery. Okay, so let's do that, which I already got it set up. And then your ground, which I've got a motor ground and a frame ground, goes to the battery. All right, that's important. Most problems with people not being able to get their bikes to run is grounding. That's why those waterproof connections are really good. Keep the wires from getting all messed up. All right, okay. So we've got our power, we've got our grounds. We'll just throw that in the box for now because we're just starting. Don't do anything fancy. We'll have this cleaned up later. Okay, so that is enough to get us going. So now what we're going to do is hook up the carburetors, fuel lines, and then put the tank back on. And then we'll turn everything on. Well, actually, before we take the tank back on, we'll make sure we're on top dead center. Or we might just kick it and say, screw it. We'll see. We'll see. All right, carburetor time. So let me get some fuel lines. Putting these on these for the carburetor. Jeez, I'm so frustrated. I can't even remember what they're called. There's got to be an easier way. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to invent the first ratcheting Allen key. Please tell me this. Please tell me that exists, and I just haven't been at the right store. Oh my God, this is a freaking nightmare. Let's try to get the other one set real quick. Oh man, what a pain! What a massive flipping pain! On a lighter note, I was able to steal some hoses off of Steve's bikes and get this one together. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. What a nightmare. What a flipping nightmare. Oh, excited to hear this thing run now. Almost there. At the home stretch. This is cool. I tried to set the timing at top dead center when I did this last. Obviously getting the top dead center marks easy, but having the light come on as soon as it comes on, the test light. The point should be getting power right as it hits that top dead center. It just makes kicking it a lot easier. I'm probably gonna have to go back into that. I'm hoping not. I was telling you I want to do all black on the motorcycle, but well, not all black. I'm not a big fan of all black, but the spikes, the motor's already black, the frame's black. I'm not trying to make a massive project out of this. I don't like all black motors. I know some guys do. Again, I'm not getting on each to his own, but I think I would really prefer to do at least get the cases polished, get these polished. The rest of the motor can be black and just have some chrome or polished aluminum accents. I think would look good. The seat is way too close. That's another thing I'm gonna have to get to. I literally am nut hugging that gas tank. So I don't know. And I'm not even tall, so the other guy must have been really small. So I've got to do something about that. And I also think it's too thick. I like them when they're thin. And if I'm gonna do all black and gold or brown leather, maybe I'll do like a flake, shiny brown lettering. I'd like to do at least brown seat and brown handle, brown grips. That's it. Nothing. Just those little accents there. I think would be pretty cool. We'll see. Oh, remember I was telling you, this is super easy. I'll just show you how this is done real quick. All you got to do, take this off. You see it's got a little thing in there that stabs it. And the other ones, if you just buy ones that they recommend for this, they don't do that. And they're a nightmare and they don't work well. So follow that part number I gave you. But then you just stab these bad boys on. And that's it, man. It's really, really simple. Twist, sorry, I said stab. You start twisting there, like a screw. So you get started, then you twist it. Where's me on YouTube? Trying to get my free keychain. Mics. Although I will say this, Mike's XS did sell me this awesome sticker. It was of a green Yamaha XS650 bike. And that was the coolest sticker I ever got with my purchase. So every time I order from them, I'm like, oh man, hope I get my sticker. I haven't. Only got it once. So come on, Mike. Get my stuff. All right, there you go. And boom, clock's done. Can't beat it, fellas. Oh, just want to take boom! Ah, let's finish putting this carburetor on. All right, guys. Carbs leak a little bit. Wires are hooked up. If I did my job right, we should be good to go. I've gotten pretty good at this wiring thing. I've done it so many times, I trust it. I think I got fuel, maybe I'm out of gas. Oh, no, we're probably something like the gas. Well, see what happens. All right, now we're on. Key on. Good luck. Look at that, 2 kicks. Works every time, baby. God, that's good. Oh, that was good. I don't know how much fuel I got left in this thing, but. Oh, God. I'm gonna go do some bells again. Awesome. That's so awesome. Oh, come on, that's a good feeling. Now, I know I got to rebuild the carbs. I know I got to go through everything. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm going to readjust the valves because that's still a little hard to kick. Carburetors definitely need rebuilt and they're leaking everywhere, but guys, we got to run the motor. After 15 plus years, 2.5 hours of some wiring, some valve adjustment, timing, we're good to go. See you guys when, all right, so the plan is for next week, let's go ahead and get it roadworthy. Just for a 10-minute ride up and down. Nothing crazy. We get the lights hooked up. Make sure the brakes work. Just all the nitty gritty, and then we'll go to the front end, the carburetors and so forth, and then hopefully get the gold one painted soon, and Steve's gonna be working on his. So we'll see you guys in about 2 weeks. You know what? No sense in leaving just yet. Why don't we try this one more time? This was just way too cool. Way too cool. I don't know about you, but I want to hear it one more time. Screwdriver. I was gonna end the video, but this is too cool. Plus, I know these cars are out of whack. That was awesome, guys. See you guys 2 weeks.